A ready from Packie.
And a
ready from John.
So we're going to get our 3, 2, 1 and pills in the chat. And now our May tournament is ready to go.
And here comes our first few pills. Packie having to place some red garbage. Looks like he doesn't have a great spot for red at the moment. So that's going to be slowing him down a little bit. Meanwhile, John having some garbage troubles of his own at the beginning here. It's just a really unfortunate trade-off of pills and board for both players.
And John's board is definitely floating, and that's just going to mean a lot of drop time, as you can see some of that garbage coming down, and you know, it's going to cause some issues. But yeah, as we're looking at both players, they're getting a lot of pills, but not everything that they're getting is something that they're able to use. But you know, these are two good players, so we're going to see quite a bit of very creative play from both of them.
Totally. And I love what John is doing here, bringing his board down, bringing the height down a little bit. Really important for him. As you were saying, the drop time is going to really matter. And in the meantime, Packie has eliminated red from his board and just really needs a ton of yellow and blue.
Yeah, this is...
making some very interesting choices about the bottom of his board here is Packie.
This is not the sort of board we're used to seeing from Packie. He's doing well. He's making a lot of lemonade, but he's getting a lot of lemons to work with.
And here comes a big combo. Just needs to open up that horizontal on the blue, and he'll be out. But John has beat him out of level 6.
John coming out at about 1:35 and has already started on his level 7, as Packie added about 1:45. So looking at about a 10-second difference between these two players. And
now Packie has a bit of a canyon in the middle of his board here. The sides of his board, you know, pretty level, but right in the middle, there's only those 2 viruses down towards the bottom of his board. So that's going to be a thing that he works on. You can see all of the pills he's placed in the last probably 10 or 15 pills have been on the sides to try and get that level down to equal a little bit.
Yep, and that has given him quite a bit of an improvement over where he was. John, though, pulling off a really good combo to take care of a top line that was almost exclusively yellow there for just a minute. And that has opened up the bottom side of his board. He is almost completely free and clear. Oh man, just getting the pills that he needs, as both of these players should be out very shortly.
Yeah, but Packie has managed to bring that deficit down. It's now 1 virus to 1 virus. Packie out at a 259, so he'll be out of level 7 first, with John following close behind. Oh, and he had to make a bit of a clear that led to a bunch of drop time, but he'll be out at a 309. So now the 10-second differential going the other direction. My, oh my, how the turntables.
I'm glad you're the one that said it instead of me. Yeah, that was a really good level 7 for Packie, and just really a lot of bad RNG right at the end for John. You know, that's one of the great things about playing Dr. Mario. You can always blame the RNG for everything.
John getting the double yellow he needed for that nice combo at the top of his board to make a very efficient L clear. But now without yellow on the top of his board, and so had to make a little bit of yellow trash immediately after. Packie having brought his board way down, about 10 viruses ahead at this point, which is a pretty significant advantage coming into the end of the penultimate level.
We know, John with a drop there that I don't think he liked. Yeah, he's going to be taking care of that red on his column 6. But yeah, Packie really wanting this one. This last month's finals, he wanted it, and of course, Packie always plays like he wants everything, and rightly so. The man's one of the best players we've got. but you could really tell that this is a level block that he's really wanting. And unfortunately, John is just making some having to make some really tough decisions here, and it's slowing him down because Packie's already into level 9, and John is still looking at 5 irises before he can get out himself.
And the board health for John is a little unfortunate with all of his viruses in columns 7 and 8. That's going to make it difficult to mess about with them because you just don't have a lot of options at that point. And he's put himself in a bit of a pickle here, going to change his mind about whether he's going horizontally or vertically on that, and just wait for it. Some blue. There's his double blue. He's out at a 529, but at this point behind by 24 viruses on the last level. Not looking good for JohnNash4th in this first game.
It's definitely a place you don't want to be right now, facing anyone really, but especially facing Packie. Although, Pack is having... Never mind, he's fine.
This is the way.
This is
when
the
watching
way.
the Pack.
Yep. So he's not going to get his sub 6. That's always his goal, but he is going to be out of this one. Depending on when he gets the right pills, there it is. He's going to be out at a 612. Great time for him as John just continues to work on this level 9. So it looks like John is going to go ahead and finish out this level, and I'm a big fan of that. Whenever I'm having a speed run and just have a really, really bad level, I always try to finish it out just because, you know what, you don't let it beat you. And
Totally.
So good for John. He's going to get a horizontal lightning bolt there. And, he's got to get out of his head and shake this one off. And there's not a lot of players who are better at that.
He's noticed that the game has ended and bringing himself out at the top for game 2. This is round 1 is a best of 3. So this is match point for Packie.
Yes, indeed. And GG's to both of our players for that game 1. So we're going to get back to this level 6. We're going to start over again as soon as both of our players ready up. And as you said, this is a best of 3, level 6 through 9.
Looks like we've got our players saying that they're ready, so we're going to get a countdown here. And when the bot counts us off, then they'll have a start here. And there we go.
Oh,
lots of yellow on John's board.
Yeah.
Lots of combo potentials with that yellow. It's all lined up next to each other, but just have to get a lot of yellow pills for that to pay off. Meanwhile, Packie bringing his board down very quickly here. Down multiple rows in just a few pills.
That's really going to help him out in his end game. Being able to get through without a whole lot of drop time. John Nash still just fighting off this yellow blast up at the top of his board. That double yellow is really going to be vital there to kind of make some space, because he doesn't have room for yellow anything at the moment. And that seems to be all the doctor's giving him when it comes to yellow pills.
It looks like he will be going for a horizontal at the bottom of his board. Packie setting up a very cool combo on the left here. When he clears that red, the yellow will fall into place to clear the final yellow virus. Just needs a little bit of blue, and he's out of level 6 at a 118. John very close behind. Just needs 2 yellow pieces. There they are, and he is out at a 126. I am wrong. There's another virus. 131.
Nope. We got to leave the forgetting that there's a virus at the bottom to John himself. Something he managed to do during his win last month. That was, he called it very embarrassing, but I think it just kind of helped get the jitters out. we all make a lot of mistakes in this game, and that one I think really helped him as much as it more than it hurt. So
counting is the bane of the Dr. Mario player, I would say.
absolutely. And John, of course, is a mathematician, so being able to do basic math is not something that his line of work makes easy.
By the way, I'm a bit frustrated at the word bane because it can mean either really good thing or really bad thing. It's just, how do you deal with that?
I mean, it's a contronym, such is life. Oh goodness, we're bringing in nerd stuff. Let me get back in our particular lane here and talk about the tournament match that we're watching as Packie is out of level 7 at a 246. Just a really good fast time for him.
John just needs a little bit of red and a little bit of yellow. The last red on the right will open up his last yellow. Does need to get the pills with it, but there they are, so he'll be out at a 308. He's now about 10 viruses behind, which is surmountable, but definitely going to be something he has to be paying close attention to. And looks like he's got a great start here.
Yeah, and we should mention that 308 is a really good time for coming out of level 7. It's probably as good a time as we're going to see from most of our players tonight. So yeah, it's just
the only problem is that he's up against Packie. Damn it!
That's the issue is. It shows the strength of his opponent. Although John is going to get a really nice sweet tea out of those yellows on the left-hand side. That was a really nice play. But he does still have a lot of height on his board. I know that's something he's going to want to take care of.
Looks like Packie setting up a big combo for finishing off the last little bit of his board here. And going to be able to fire off the first half of it, but very close to finishing at level 8. Look at this. He had multiple ways to clear that blue. Took advantage of the one that arrived for him first.
So Packie off to the races at 424. John Nash needs a bit of blue and a yellow just to take care of that. He's really trying to avoid the drop time with the yellow. Gets his yellow blue. That's really what he was wanting. And he should be out within just a few moments, assuming the doctor plays nice. And he will. There we go. Out at a 454. Again, very respectable time coming out of level 8. But it does appear like Packie might be running away with this one.
Looking pretty good for him at the moment. And also his board health is quite fine, I would say. It is a little bit strange that he's got an empty column there in 2 and 4, but so far that all that's meant is he's been able to put his garbage there without having to think too much about it. So that's turned out well for him.
It's really throwing things for a loop, and it's odd. Usually at this point in the game, when there's a stack of viruses all in one place, it's over on 1 or 8. But Packie managing to get it in 6. That's an odd place to see such a column, but he is finding a way to knock it all down.
And here comes his final pill. He'll be out sub 6 at a 553.
Very nice. Very nice play from Packie. As we'll be saying goodbye to John Nash for this round, but certainly not for long, because he's a great player. We're going to see him again in our next tournament, I'm sure.
Definitely.
See if he manages to find a way to do a little more horizontal. I don't think. Yeah, he's just going to be able to get the one on the left, not the one on the left and the one on the right, which I think was his original plan. But plans and Dr. Mario don't always go very well together.
Right up until first contact with the enemy.
Absolutely. Out at a 641, though, so very good play from both of our players. Nothing to feel bad about for John, as they're both just playing a really good match.
So, an excellent round one match.